Dear children, today we are going to start with a third chapter, that is data handling. We have covered this chapter in our previous class also, in which we had done some introduction on data and how to organize that data. So first of all, let us see what is data. Data is a collection of numbers gathered to give some information. So anything which is gathered and collected to give us some kind of a result is known as data. It could be the marks of students, it could be shopping done in a year, it could be the attendance of students, it could be the weight of some individuals, and so on. So for example, the marks of students in a class test of class 7 can be data for us when we need to find out that which section is doing better, or the amount of various goods you have shopped from the market. So when we are collecting data, it is nothing but a collection of numbers which can be used to give us some information. Now, what is the use of data? The collection, recording, and presentation of data help us organize our experiences and draw results from them. So when we collect data, we analyze it, we record it, and we present it. And for that purpose, we draw results from the data. Last year, we have done organization of data, in which we used our how to organize data by representing them in the use of a tally mark table, the pictograph, or the bar graph, the pictorial representation of data we had done. But when we are collecting data, it is very important to know what we use it for. So according to that, we collect our data. The result which we want to draw from, according to that, the collection of data is done. And then the data is properly organized, because from that organization we will be able to draw some results and understand and interpret our data. So that is the use of. Now last year we had done the organization, tally mark table, the bar graphs, the pictorial representation, but this year we are going to classify our data into the representative or central values which are going to represent our data. So one of the representative values is the arithmetic mean. The first representative value which we will use is the arithmetic mean. It is also called as mean. In common words, the average means the mean. The mean is the average, or arithmetic mean is defined as the sum of observations upon the number of observation. That means whatever data we have, when we add all the data and divide it by the number of observations, then we get what is known as arithmetic mean or mean. And mean is the most common representative value of our data. Is that clear? So now we go on to the next representative value. The next representative value which we are going to do is the range. Range is defined as the difference between the highest and the lowest observation. It gives us an idea of the spread of the observation. Is that clear? And how can we find out range? We can find out range by subtracting the lowest observation from the highest observation. Range, in other words, is nothing but highest value minus the lowest value. And what is the range showing us? It is showing us the spread of data. That means if my data is on the class test of class 7, and if the test had taken out of 20 marks, the test was of 20 marks, the range will tell us what is the lowest score which a student got and what is the highest score the student got. and then when we subtract both of them, then we get what is known as the range. Suppose a student had got 20 out of 20 and another student had got 1 out of 20. So the highest value is 20 and lowest value is 1, and range is 20 minus 1, which gives us 19, or between 19 is the spread of the data of class test of class 7. Alright, let's take an example to understand how we calculate mean and how we calculate our range. Now look at this problem. This is mark of 20 students and marks are given out of 20 students, and we have to answer the following questions. So I'll just read out the marks: 4, 6, 7, 5, 3, 5, 4, 5, 2, 6, 2, 5, 1, 9, 6, 5, 8, 4, 6 and 7. That means these 20 students had appeared in a test out of 10. So let us see the questions and how we answer them. Which number is the highest? Which number is the lowest? What is the range of the data? And what is the arithmetic mean? Now, when we look at the marks, they were arranged haphazardly. That means there was no order in it. So now we are going to organize our marks into a tally mark table. So the marks is written in one column. And what were the marks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And how many students scored those marks? So there was one student who scored 1 mark. There were 2 students who scored 2 marks. There were one student who scored 3 marks. There were 3 students who scored 4 marks. There were 5 students who scored 5 marks. There were 4 students who scored 6 marks. And there were 2 students who scored 7 marks. 1 student scored 8 marks and only 1 student scored 9 marks. So if you add the total frequency, you will see that it turns out to be 20, which is the number of students. All right, now let's answer the question. The first question was, what is the highest? The table shows that the marks obtained by students, 20 students, and the highest marks obtained were 9. What were the lowest marks? The lowest marks obtained by our student is 1. Third question was, what is the range of the data? Range is nothing but difference between the highest and the lowest. So the highest marks were 9, the lowest marks are 1. We subtract both of them, we get 9 minus 1. And we get our answer. The range is 8. And the last part was, what is the arithmetic mean? Now the arithmetic mean is nothing but the sum of observations divided by the number of observations. When we add the total marks, all the marks obtained by 20 students, you can add it individually and you will see that the sum of observations is equal to 100. Number of observations, how many students there were? There were 20 students. So we divide 100, that is the sum of observations, by 20 to get 5. So what is the arithmetic mean, or the average of the marks of the students is 5. That means average marks of the 20 students is 5. So this is our mean. Now we have calculated our mean, our range, and we organize our data in ascending order so that we can properly use the data and calculate our various values. So if ever a data is given to you, if it is not organized, first step is to organize the data in ascending order by the use of a tally mark table, find out its frequency, and then you can use that easily to calculate your range and to calculate your arithmetic mean. So this was part 1 of data handling introduction. You can attempt the first few questions of exercise 3.1. Thank you.